Today I want to talk about how we can take Neville Goddard's techniques and string them together. And I'm going to walk you through how that would look. And the beauty of it is it starts with imagination and ends with a feeling, okay? Those are two concepts that are just so critical and so crucial and such pillars of Neville Goddard's work. But when you string it together and you look, it's almost like a circle. I shouldn't even say like a linear string, but it's a circle. I want to walk you through this thought process. So walk with me on this and tell me what you think. So let's say you want something, whatever it is. We know that you would start by imagining it. And so when you imagine in detail what it would be like to have that which you desire. So as you start to imagine, what starts to happen is you can see clearly, almost as if it is real, because you can see it, smell it, taste it, feel it, hear it. You start activating all your senses, it becomes very real. And what you do is you close the gap between imagination and reality the more you imagine. And the more detail you imagine, it starts to blur. So you start to bring, what's even more interesting, is you start to close the gap between what you want and how separate you feel from it. And so that feeling is, I feel, what holds people back from manifesting. It's that feeling of lack and separation. And so when you imagine in detail and you feel as if you have something, you're closing that gap and you're bringing imagination into reality. You're turning energy into matter, right? And so it's a very powerful, but simple concept when you walk through it, because the imagination creates the feeling, closes that separation, gets rid of that feeling, which is pushing things away from you. Instead, it activates the feelings as if you already have that which you desire. And here's the interesting part, is as a result of all that, and I experienced it this morning, which is why I wanted to share this video with you today, is I imagined something in very extreme detail this morning that I wanted. And it's something I've been wanting, and I realized I feel like I'm in lack and separation, I'm pushing it away. So when I imagine it in detail as if I had it, it got to the point where, and I've actually done this with a vacation as well, where I've watched so many videos on going on vacation in this place, and I can imagine myself being there, feeling the sun, eating at the restaurants, that I almost don't want to go on vacation there anymore. So it's almost got to the point where you imagine it in such detail, you no longer need or want. And then what's crazy is if you want to get religious on it, people say, oh, imagination is God and source and all. And I agree with that. But what's interesting is, we should all be living like just happy as we are, content as we are. And it's funny because you kind of go full circle with it. At least this morning I did, where I imagined it, and then the lack and separation decreased. I felt like I had it, because think about it. We're always wanting things. Why? For a feeling. So if you imagine, an imagination creates a feeling, but then so that's the internal world. In the external world, we all want these things to get to a feeling. We're ultimately getting what we want with our imagination. We're getting the feeling that we would anticipate or expect if we had that thing in the external world. So in our internal world, with our energy, we can feel it. We feel satisfied. And so it's interesting. There's a couple things that I had mixed emotions on this, because I was like, wait a minute. Like, am I creating this circle, and is my imagination so great that I'm just not going to want anything? Is that going to make me lazy? Is that going to make me not put effort into things? And so at that point, I stopped and said, hey, this is an interesting concept. Let's do a video. Let's share it. And let's not worry about some of the things that I was starting to imagine in my mind, right? So anyways, let me know what your thoughts are. Would love to hear them. Love all the support and happiness and joy that you guys share and all the supportive comments. So thank you so much for that. And as always, we got 2 videos up here if you want to check them out. And don't forget, visit the website where we've got a whole bunch of great resources for you. So go to thevibemindset.com. And of course, my name is Dr. Jay Kavanaugh. Feel free to subscribe, comment below if you'd like. If not, have an amazing day. And thank you so much for your time.